Are we waiting for Michael to join or?
Yeah, he's supposed to be here tonight. And then I thought there was supposed to be representation from the Wave Car Wash, but they're not on yet either.
Okay, we'll give everybody a couple more minutes to show up.
Okay.
Are all the documents up on the website? I don't see them.
Yeah, they are on under the BZA page.
I see May's.
Your view, it's lagged to May.
It says May BZA agenda.
Okay.
I see May 2, and then the Sunview, and then the State Route 43 conditional use.
Okay, that's not what my webpage shows.
Yeah, guys, I have June. If you just go to the page and scroll down, don't go to the archives.
What?
If you just go to the BZA page and scroll down.
Yeah, I was going to say mine has the right month.
BZA page.
So where it says departments, you go down to Board of Zoning Appeals.
Yep, that's what I clicked on.
Yeah, and then you scroll down and I've got, starts with tonight's agenda and then Powder Mill.
Well, now it's there. It wasn't there 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
Well, sir.
Well, that's because I sent you guys that email with that extra attachment because the website was being weird today, so that doesn't surprise me.
I think everybody has joined that's going to join, I think. So
Okay.
we'll call the Wednesday, June 10th or June 16th, 2021 Brimfield Township Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order. Okay, if we could have a roll call, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Here.
Scott Etling, Vince Bardacco,
Here.
Ed Schutte,
Here.
Sean Phillips,
Here.
Clayton Popick,
Here.
and William Kramer. Also present is Economic Development Director and Zoning Inspector Mike Ladd, and myself, Zoning Secretary Lauren Kaufman.
And the minutes for the meeting were emailed out. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. We approve them.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the May meeting. We could have a roll call vote.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Vince Bardacco,
Yes.
Ed Schutte,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Have an agenda. Was everything properly advertised on our agenda tonight?
Yes, it was.
Righty. Do we have a motion about our agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight, June the 16th.
I'll
second.
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept tonight's agenda. We could have a roll call vote.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Vince Bardacco,
Yes.
Ed Schutte,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Righty. So we have an agenda. It is online if anybody needs to take a look at it. I will be at this point, everybody who will be speaking tonight, either for or against any of the topics, be swearing you in at this time. So I will read it and then Lauren will call your name and either agree or disagree to tell the truth. So do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give before this board is to the best of your knowledge an accurate and truthful presentation of the facts?
All right, Catherine Scott,
Yes.
Joshua Bell,
I affirm.
and Mark Balin.
Yes.
Righty. So our first application for this evening is a variance application. Catherine Scott, 5040 Powder Mill Road, Kent, Ohio, 44240. Applicant is requesting a variance to place a 6-foot privacy fence in the front yard. Zoning resolution, section 510.06. G1, no fence, wall, hedge, or berm, or any combination shall exceed 4 feet, 6 inches in height above the finished grade of the front yard. All righty. If you tell us what it is you're looking for in the fence and go from there, please.
Sure, I submitted lots of pictures and documents, although it shows you, or it sounds as if I'm trying to put in the front yard. My property is a very strange property. It has a large frontage, and this would actually be on the side of the property. It doesn't face the road. And it's to block out a property that has an excess of junk cars. They are all titled licensed, so you guys are kind of stuck and you can't do anything to help me, have the property cleaned up. So I just want to block the view of the property from mine, but it's not technical. I know it sounds like the front yard, but it's not really. It's the side of my property. And I think some people have been out and have seen what I'm talking about.
But it is like in the front of the house, the side yard.
Yeah, my house is 750 feet back from the street.
Right, okay.
My whole yard is the front.
Yeah,
But it will in no way block your view of the street or people on the road coming down the road, seeing you pull out of your drive, anything like that.
No, it's not even close to anyone's driveway, and it doesn't go close to the street. The 110 feet of fence doesn't even get close to the street access. I don't know if you guys have the pictures, but I know that Lauren has all the pictures that I submitted and the diagrams where the fence would be located.
Right, yeah, I did see it. It shows a line with an X on each end.
yeah.
Be the end of the fences.
Right.
And it's just going to be a vinyl standard fence or,
White vinyl, 6-foot fence.
and it'll appear the same from both sides, so.
Yes.
Zoning department have anything to add or?
No, I mean, we've looked at the property next door, and going back through history, it looks like this has existed for at least 15 years, going back.
Yes.
But the cars are all plated. There's not much, they're not abandoned cars, by the definition of the law. So there was not much we could do with it. And then, she does have a unique property, for this variance because the setback, to her house, she doesn't have much of a backyard. It's all front, like she says. So, that's about it.
And the cars have increased. It's not like a situation where it's decreasing. They are multiplying pretty rapidly. We had 17 when I first wrote you the letter. It's up to about probably 20 now and a pontoon boat. So the collection continues to grow.
Okay. Did we have any response from any of the neighbors?
No.
No, there was no response from the neighbors.
Any questions from any of the board members? All righty, and we're looking for a motion.
Are we going, sorry, one more question. We're gonna keep the
Sure.
fence within the parameters of the property line?
My property line?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, of course. Yep.
So the fence is on your property and,
Mhm. It's actually a row of trees. Again, in the pictures, there's a row of trees that show the property line, and they would be on my side of the trees. So it's actually about 8 feet from the property line on my side.
You'll
Okay,
still
so-
maintain the other side of the property line or the other side of the fence as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
You know what? I'll make a motion that we approve her variance.
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second to approve the variance to allow the 6-foot fence as described in the application. On the
I
property.
drove by there looking at those cars. If no one complains about the cars, they shouldn't complain about the fence. So,
Okay. Right, so we have a motion and a second. If we could have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Dippenberg,
Yes.
Vince Ferdaco,
yes,
Ed Shooty,
Yes.
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Thank you. You have your variance.
Thank you very much. Do I need to stay or am I good to go?
You are welcome
Have a
to
good
stay if
evening.
you want, or you can have a good evening.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Good luck.
Thank you.
Righty, our next zone is also a variance. Applicant Joshua Bell, 1616 Howe Road, Kent. Variance applicant is requesting a variance to place an addition onto his house, which encroaches on his property setback by 5 feet. Zoning resolution section 304.03E1. Minimum front yard setback, lots with partial or no road frontage on a cul-de-sac is 50 feet. All right. So this is actually going on the side of the house or the front?
It's going on the side of the house, but it's going to protrude out 5 foot from the front of the house, which is exactly at 50 foot from the road.
Oh, okay. So the setback is all right. You're talking then about on the side setback?
No, sir, it'll be the front setback because
Okay.
once we do the addition, we're going to be protruding out past the front of the house 5 foot with the addition.
Oh, okay. So will it still sort of line up with the other homes on the street, or how is that going to look?
So the closest house that I have is divided from me and them with probably, I'm going to say 1/8, maybe 1/4 of a mile of woods. So you can't really see any of my neighbors. But down through Howe right there, they're set back and forward.
Okay.
It's quite a bit different from house to house, the way they're set on Howe. And then I also mentioned to Lauren, once we were designing everything, and I should mention this, that there's going to be a porch addition. So there's 2 sets of additions. There's one on the right, if you're looking at the house, that's going to be a 24 by 40, 5 foot would protrude past the front of the house, and then the 40 going backwards. We're also doing an addition on the actual main structure where we're just doing a small bump out just for aesthetics purposes, which is going to put our front porch 2 foot past that 5 foot. So our front porch would be at 7 foot, but the actual structure itself would be at 5 foot.
So for the porch, you would need a variance to allow 7 feet.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And then for the house part, it would be, okay. And then it has to come forward. You can't go back into the backyard with it?
We are going into the backyard with it as well. It's a 40 foot addition. The current house right now is about 900 square feet.
Okay.
It's pretty small. So what we were doing was trying to give it some aesthetics in doing the addition, knowing that we were close to the front. But right now it's basically just a gable up and over look that it has to it. So to try to give it some curb appeal and make it, aesthetics when you're driving by. I mean, it's a pretty prime location. You got 3 roads that come together there. So we were trying to do our best to kind of spruce up the front a little bit and, give it a nicer curb appeal.
Yeah, but I'm asking, is it impractical to move the entire thing back another 5 feet so as not to encroach on the setback?
Well, it's not that. We have a well back there that we would be getting closer to with that. We're technically supposed to be 10 foot from the well, and the well is marked at 20, or I'm sorry, the septic at 20 foot from the actual existing structure, and we're already 10 foot back from the house on the addition.
Okay.
So the addition is protruding 10 foot past beyond the house, which the septic being at 20 puts us real close to that line with being in the septic.
Okay. Yeah, I was just basically kind of looking at a sort of a practical difficulty or some reason to grant the variance. the structure needs to be that large, or it could be 35 feet instead?
No, sir, it couldn't really. And the reason why is because we're putting a garage under there 24 by 24. Above that, we're doing a master suite. And then there's going to be a bathroom and then a hallway and then rooms. So in line like that. And if you cut that 5 foot, we wouldn't be able to do that with the addition on the second floor there.
Okay. Do you have any other questions from any of the board members?
Yeah, is the addition going to match? I know the house doesn't look like it's in that great of a shape. Are you redoing that too? So it all looks the same?
Yes, sir. The entire place is going to be renovated, entire thing, inside, outside, new siding, new roof. It'll look like a whole different place there. And I was told too that there was a variance requested or actually granted last year that was protruding even further, encroaching even closer than what my request is this year. And from my understanding, they're only allowed for a year, and if you don't take that variance and act on it, then that cancels out. So I was told that the previous owner had requested a variance, and from what I was understanding, he was coming up like 11 foot, which was granted to him.
Was the previous owner?
It was a fellow by the name of Mark Brady.
So this is news to me. I mean, I didn't hear this, but we could certainly look into that, because if you were granted a variance at any point in time for this land, it stays with the land.
Okay.
You still have that 11-foot variance. I didn't hear this, so.
And I don't rightly remember. I've got some documents on it. I can grab those, or if you want to look into it yourself, either way.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Lauren, did you see anything on it in the files? What this up to you, or?
There's nothing in that file. So we're gonna have to dig for that variance if it's in there, if it does exist, because there was nothing when I did all of this on that file, because I would have seen that. So
Yeah, it should have been in it should be readily available if it was last year.
Yeah, because Joe down at the building department there was already architect drawings, everything for this addition that was already done. It was already approved with Portage County. They had actually already started the demo to do the entire renovation and addition on it. Like I said, I don't know his exact numbers of what he was coming up, but his addition was actually quite a bit more than what mine was.
Yeah, I mean, because it's approved through Portage doesn't mean he had a variance with us. I need to take a look into it. I guess the question is, do you want to go ahead with the variance still tonight, or would you like to table this and go and look to see if you got 11-foot variance last year?
Well, I think I'd like to go ahead and get it moving, because with building this year, I mean, it's going to start pushing me into winter trying to get this thing done. So, I mean, at this point, I don't see any reason for myself to want to come any further than the total of 7 foot with the porch. So,
Is the porch part of this?
is it
Or
part
would that
of my
have to be an
drawing?
additional variance?
No,
I'm looking at the variance application now and I just see the.
Yeah, it's not on there. I had called Lauren about it or emailed her asking if I should put that on there. And she says, well, just bring it to the meeting because I've already got the application there. She said, just mention it in the meeting.
So are we able to change that now, or do we need to make a motion to change that to add that to this? Does that do anything with how it was advertised?
Well, yes, it would. That's a excellent question, because you're changing. If we were going less and you were going 4 foot or 3 foot, it wouldn't make a difference. But going to 7 foot, we advertised it at 5 foot. Maybe somebody would have something, concerned about that, but
But the 5 foot's just for the bump out in the front, the 7 foot's for the deck that runs across
For
the
the-
back, is that correct?
is it for
No,
the overhang or for the actual foundation of the structure?
so the foundation of the structure is just coming out 5. And then
So you'll need 5. I think you'd be safe with 5.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, the deck is sort of off to the left. And it doesn't go all the way across the front of the house. It just,
yeah, it's just a 4 foot by 4 foot.
I think that, yeah, it's,
so I think if we approve the 5, you'd still be okay.
with the deck.
Deck, especially if you can find the documentation for the 11 feet.
Right.
Okay.
Are you going to actually attach the deck to the house, or is it going to be actually separate from the house?
It's going to be a concrete stoop. So it'll be it'll be a concrete stoop that you walk out on.
So it's not actually going to be part of the structure of the home. It'll be not even going to be a building. It's just going to be like adding cement in front of your house.
Yes, sir.
They're not going to be putting an awning over it or any kind of roof over it.
No,
Okay, so I don't see any issue with the stoop then at all. But everything, like you said, everything's going to look brand new. It's all going to look pretty much, it's going to end up looking like a single home when you're done.
yes, sir. Yep.
Okay, and this is to remain a single home. You're not adding the addition to turn it into a multi-family dwelling or anything like that.
Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Just the two of you. That's a good song.
That's it.
All right. Do we have any other input from the zoning department?
No, we'll take a look for the 11 foot. I'm actually looking it up from last year's minutes now. I didn't see it yet, but it seems to me that 5 foot would work for him. That's all I have.
Ready? All right. Do we have any other questions for Joshua? Do we have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the 5 foot variance.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second to allow the 5 foot variance in the front of the house for the setback from the street. If we could have a roll call vote, please.
Okay, Bruce Diffenberg,
Yes.
Vince Bradacco,
Yes,
Ed Shooty,
Yes,
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Pavic.
Yes.
Okay, you have your variance.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you want me to, I can step away. I can grab the date for the approval of the other one, if it makes any difference to you.
That would
It
help.
doesn't make, as I say, it
Yeah.
doesn't make a lot of difference
just
to us. It would be for
for-
you.
Yeah, for that, for this
Yeah.
board, it wouldn't matter, but just email Lauren the date.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll email her a copy of what they got as well, because he gave me a copy of everything. So
Okay, perfect.
I'll email it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
Yes. Okay. All right, we have a conditional use application. Applicant Brad Moore and owner Cole Moy. Hopefully I didn't mess that up too much. 114 Trellingwood Drive, Morrisville, North Carolina. This is a conditional use request. Applicant is requesting a revision to a previously approved conditional use permit to operate a car wash within the GC district. Zoning resolution section 309.2 B3, car wash subject to the provisions of chapter 4 and section 400.10B subsection 7 and 39. Okay. And who is our representative?
It doesn't look like Brad ever got on. So I
Okay,
don't know if there's anyone here for this conditional use.
There's somebody else on. Was it?
Mark?
Yeah,
Mark's
Mark.
for the sign variances.
Okay. Well, I could explain what's going on with this.
Okay.
So this is Wave Wash Car Wash, and they were approved by you guys. But if you take a look at what had happened, there was some changes that the fire department proposed with the access going back and forth between Valvoline, which is going to be next door, as well as the cut through to allow for fire access around the building and getting out another way. So it's basically a fire department change. They do have their permits granted through Portage County Building Department, and they have our zoning certificate from the last time they were here. But since then, the plan review with the fire, they wanted to make this provision. It's a minor provision, but I told them it still had to come back to the board to get a reapproval.
This is something that the township has requested. It's not
Correct.
going to significantly change.
No, it really hasn't changed anything. The only thing I don't have the legal authority to approve it since it's a conditional use approval through you guys. So
There was no changes that they were asking out of our fire department.
no, the fire department, the plan that they submitted now is what the fire department requested.
And that satisfies all of the fire requests.
Yeah, correct.
There's really not that much of it. There's really no change. It's just a minor thing from what I
Correct.
see.
My
Well,
understand. I tried to approve it administratively, so I wouldn't have to come back
Yeah.
with you guys, but we ran it past our legal attorney, and they said, no, any change has to come, even minor in nature. I said, okay.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make the motion to approve that.
I'll
We
second
approved it before, so.
I can second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the changes to the conditional permit previously issued for the car wash. We could have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Ippenberg,
Yes.
Vince Bernacco,
Yes,
Ed Shooting,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes,
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
So then we have a couple of variances. The first one, applicant, the Wave Car Wash. Variance request, applicant is requesting a variance to allow the business monument sign to be 1 foot larger in height. Zoning resolution section 700.13 C2, overall height shall not be greater than 6 feet. And you say we do have a representative going to talk about the sign.
Yes.
Mark Balin here, Diamond Signs and Graphics. We are requesting an additional foot based on where we're placing it. There was information sent. This is basically going to be below street level, further down based on the elevations. We're asking for an additional foot, compensate for the fact that we are putting it down further. The front of that area is a rain detention basin. It goes down actually all the way down 16 feet. We're looking at from where we're placing it's going to be down about a foot. So that's our request to have an additional foot of height added to it.
This will be at the same height then as the other signs for the other buildings, or I mean, as far as from the street?
Well,
The same elevation.
Well, the other ones, like you take the Arby's and Taco Bell, are actually further, or I should say closer to Talmadge. So where they're located, it really is not too representative of it.
Okay.
The way that that whole land is set up is kind of unique versus can't put it in an exact same perspective.
But it's still going to be looking similar to the signs that
Correct.
we've already.
That is
okay.
correct. Yeah.
Do we have any comment on this from the zoning department?
No, it's basically due to the grade. If he puts it at 6 foot, you might not see it. The entire sign from where he's proposing it.
Yeah, because
So if you-
there's a big drop off there. I mean, I drive by it all the time, and I could see where they may have an issue with that.
So the actual size of the sign is remaining the same.
We're just bringing it up an extra foot.
Do we have any other questions from any of the board members? We will entertain a motion.
Since I live close to it, I'll make the motion that we approve it. I think it's a good thing for them, so.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the 1 foot height difference on the sign. Could have a roll call vote?
All right, Bruce Diffenberg,
Yes.
Vince Brodacco,
Yes,
Ed Shooty,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Righty. Okay, and then we have a one other variance. Again, for the Wave Car Wash, applicant is requesting a variance of all signs to exceed 177 square foot limit. Applicant is requesting to allow the total square footage of the all wall signage to be 193 square feet. Zoning resolution section 700.13C4. The maximum area of all sign faces attached to a building shall not be more than 15% of the square footage of the building's front face area or facade area. All right, if you want to explain this one, please.
Basically, it came out in our calculations with an oval and everything to be, as noted, 182 square feet versus 177. And our request is that the fact that we have two sides that are going to be equal in terms of the text, where we have the 3-minute car wash along with the logo, that's going to be on the east and west elevations. On the north and south, we have an oval there. And based on the fact the way the building's actually positioned, if the main part of the building was facing Talmadge, we'd have no problem, because this is going off of, again, the what's considered the front, which faces Talmadge, that has a width of 35 versus 120. So our request is, again, for an additional 5 to compensate for the visibility of the signs as presented in the packet.
Zoning department have anything to add?
Yeah, looking at the signs and the drawings, they don't look excessive by any means. I think it'd be, I think it's a nice looking sign, nice looking car wash. So that's all mine.
it is. It looks
Okay.
real good here.
Yeah.
All right, do we have any other questions from any other board members? Okay, do we have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the variance on the signs of the building.
I'll second that.
7. I was just gonna put in the square footage. I was gonna add the square footage, guys, from 177 to 190.
Go ahead.
So I make a motion to approve the variance from 177 square foot to 193 square feet.
Okay. Are guess we have a second. All right, so we have a motion and a second to allow the additional square footage to bring it up to 193 square feet. We could have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Vince Bernacco,
Yes,
Ed Shooting,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes,
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Your variance has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, do we have anything for the good of the order?
Yeah, so we would like to have you guys, I guess, a formal vote, but right now, the trustees had asked if you guys wanted to stay remote or go in person, but it looks like to be a mute issue as the law has not changed as of today with the trustee meeting today. It looks like we'll be going to a live meeting next in July.
good.
That will be at the community center. And then, Lauren will send you more information on it, but as far as I know, everything's going to be live for next month
Okay,
in person live.
Person.
You said we're moving to the community center?
Yeah, it's on Edson Road. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That's where we're going to hold all our meetings from here on out until the fire station gets built and we have somewhere else to go. But just an FYI.
okay.
Else or?
Do we have anything for next month on the schedule yet?
Right now, no. I haven't seen anything for next month. We do have, some businesses coming in, but so far no variances. Hamrick Manufacturing is in and submitted. I looked over their plans. I don't see any variances for that at all. So we're going to grant their zoning certificate as it's permitted use in that district. And we did some incentives to get that company here. And then we have one more that we're trying to give some incentives to come. A lot of employees, big payroll. It's exciting to see the manufacturing companies come. So
nice.
Good.
So if we do end up having a meeting, it will be July 15th.
yes,
And if not, then we'll look for everyone in August.
that's correct.
Awesome.
We'll know
Okay.
soon.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Could I have a roll call vote?
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Vince Bernacco,
Yes.
Ed Shooting,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Righty. Meeting adjourned.
All right,
Have a
thanks,
good one,
guys.
guys.
Yep, thank you.
See
Enjoy.
you guys live.
Yeah.
Enjoy the 4th.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
be
Too.
good to
Good
see
night.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye
Good
now.
to see you. Bye.